Hello everyone and welcome to the Trade Ideas live trading room recap for Tuesday, April the 26th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of our trading room. This is the address to get into the room. It is a free room. I share my screen all day long. I'm live on the mic between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And if you'd like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, this is the link you can use, and you can use the promo code HOLLY, HOLLY 27, and you will get some very good discounts off our monthly, annual, and our annual plus premium packages. All right, well, yesterday I said that it wasn't too exciting for me anyway, but today, absolutely, we had all the excitement we could possibly want with Sarepta, SRPT. Now, Sarepta had been, let's see, I think yesterday it had been halted all day around $16. And, there was obviously some news that was going to come out, and when it did come out, the stock basically got chopped in half. So this is not right. I know it got halted around 16. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. The stock got chopped in half when it opened. FDA rejecting some of the data, I think, but I think that the full news will come out a little bit later this month, or maybe even in May. But at any rate, we were watching this in the pre-market, and look at this little pattern here. Now, this is on a 15 minutes candles here, and look how it was holding $8. And I said to the room, if this can hold $8 and maybe get a little bit of a pop, this could be a good play for us. And that's exactly what happened. I ended up taking the trade at 857. Put a mark right here. Sorry, markup right here, 857. And I sold, many chunks along the way, because you just never know with something like this. I mean, with all the bad news, this could have just collapsed. And, here's the pre-market low of $7. It could have just reversed. Anyway, the bottom line is that, I sold at 874, 884, 960 got me my over $1. But then, 1062, I was able to take some out. I'll put a little mark there. It's not quite at 1062, but you get the idea. We're talking a $2 swing, and some at 1010, 1062 and 1010. Still in a little bit, not much, obviously. See if it can hold this 11 mark. But this is the reason why you should come into the pre-market. If you didn't, probably you knew about this one anyway. If you're a trader, you knew about Sarepta. But, we were certainly focusing on it in the pre-market, and it was certainly number one on my watch list, and definitely got rewarded on it. Now, let's just take a look at some of the Holly trades and how, again, you can use the non-exit profit column. Now, unfortunately, in fact, this one, CFR, it's come down a little bit, but I'm just going to go over a couple of these. Solar City for one. Now, notice that we got stopped out, and I will tell you this: I am only now probably going to trade Holly using the closed position. So I didn't get into this. I didn't lose 28 cents. Okay, but what I'm doing is once the positions are closed, I am looking at the non-exit profit column. I'm sorting the most non-exit down to the least, okay? And what is this doing for me? Well, one of the things is that when I look at a Solar City, and it got stopped out. So let's just take a look. I'll Solar City in here. So here was the alert, okay? Here was the alert. The alert was at 3207, and the stop was at 3179. So look what happened. This is the candle it got in, and then the candle it got out. And it just snuck in there. Yeah, 31.75, so only 4 cents below the stop, but it obeys the stop. But then it turns around. And this is why this column is so important. Because as it turned around, then you can get back into the trade. You're saying, okay, perhaps it was a little early. 3207 was the entry again. And I'm not saying that you wouldn't have taken some out in all these little tails, but look at how well it did on the second entry. And so, you didn't even have to, all you had to really do was once this started to get to zero, when it said 0 and then 5 cents and then 10 cents, you could kind of tell that this was on its way. Now, I was in Sarept at the time, and there's no way I could really follow this one. And I actually said in the room, I was watching it, but I've had I'd say a bias against trading Solar City, only because it can be very, very whippy. So, I decided not to take it. But, one of the things is that when you're in the room, it's not all about my telling you when to buy or sell. You have to start doing things on your own. If you've got Holly, you have to start looking at this column and making up your own mind. All right. This is another one. CFR was sensational. Look, you could think this is just a sleepy one. Now, this got stopped out. We didn't get stopped out for a loss. Actually, got stopped out after these were 30-minute holds. The Sunrise Mover is a 30-minute hold strategy, so it got stopped out after 19-cent profit. But it kept going, and I was watching. I saw this was at 20 cents, 21 cents. In other words, it's a little bit over the stop out. And look what it did. It just kept climbing and climbing. Now it's pulled back, but at one point this was, I don't know, $1.70, So this is such an important, this is the one that really bothered me, not taking the PAA. I saw it, at one point this was about 6 cents. Again, 4 cents is on the stop out, only because it was stopped out after 30 minutes. And this was probably at 6 cents, 7 cents. I just didn't think it was going to be that dynamic a move, and so I didn't take the trade. But all I'm trying to, and I'm hammering it home in the room, and we're trying to get everybody to really focus on this non-exit profit. This is the most important column we've got, and it really solves the problem a lot of people have when they say, well, look, I've got all these Holly alerts. Which are the ones to take? Well, you can do what I'm doing now. You can wait for them all to close and then start following this column, and you can start to zero in on probably the best ones right from there. Are they all going to be like this every single day? No. In fact, I think that Friday, there wasn't really one that triggered afterwards. So they're not all going to be like this, but on the days they are, you really have to zero in on them and try to take advantage of that. Now, what else can I tell you? Well, XPO is one that I did take from here. It is mildly worked. Again, it was stopped out for a 4-cent loss, but now it's in a 35% profit. I think I am, see here, just about out of it now. I got in at 32.11, right around here. 32.11. I'll just put a mark. And I sold some at 32.39 up in this area. I'm still have some. I mean, I was hoping that it would really break through 32.50 and continue, but again, it's given me a nice little trade, and again, just a matter of watching the non-exit profit column. Now, the one definitely sort of the disappointment, still based on the non-exit, was TCS. Now, I do want to show you the daily on this, and why this might still be something that we can watch going forward. So here's the daily on it. Now, you have a little bit of a consolidation breakthrough. Well, here's a little bit of consolidation right there that might prove some resistance, but it's still over $1 away. But look at the void. And this is what we're looking for. So this is broken free, all this. So I would be watching this one tomorrow. For any sort of follow through on not the tile company, the container store, TCS. But unfortunately, what happened today, for me anyway, on the 15-minute, actually, you'll see it better on a 5-minute. Look at all this consolidation right here. So again, the trigger for TCS, so it got stopped out. Again, remember, I was not in this because I'm waiting for all these strategies to close. So this got stopped out, 25-cent loss, and then I started watching it. Now here was the trigger, 695 was the entry, and it got stopped out at 670. So let's just click on this. So here was the trigger, but you see what happened almost right after that. So here's the trigger, and then on this candle, we got stopped out. So, but started watching it again. It was watching this, watching the non-exit profit column, and it got sort of to 0. So thinking, okay, Now maybe maybe this the alert was just a little bit early, and so now maybe we should be watching this. I watched this for a long time. Look at the consolidation just under $7. And so finally it popped, and it actually popped. Here's the volume bar. It actually popped on some volume. So I took the trade at 703. It did pop up to 709, obviously wanting a lot more. But then this nasty candle happened and took me out for a it got out at 698. So for a 5-cent loss on this, these sort of things just drive me nuts. I mean, it consolidates forever here, finally pops, then all of a sudden it drops from 708 down to 690. So like almost a 20-cent drop when it really did nothing for, almost an hour, over an hour. But, these things happen. You just have to be prepared for it. I mean, this could have just as easily shot up. The other one, I did have another trade in, this off here. I did have another trade in BLMN. Very disappointing. Bloomin' Brands. Got in right here. This was actually on the options. And here it came at 1902. The trigger was at 1902. I literally got into the trade at 1912. And as I was typing in, as I was posting it in the room, look what happened. It just zipped up to 1939. But by the time I finished posting it, it came right back down. And I actually ended up, I can't believe it, I actually ended up taking a loss on this. Not a big loss or anything, but I mean, still it was a loss. And, if I hadn't been posting this, I certainly would have taken some out here and then probably got out right at where I bought it at 1910. But anyway, these things happen. You just have to be really prepared for them. All right. Let's see. Anything else? I had a couple other trades, but not really exciting enough to go into. But I would keep watching SRPT. See what happens with this one. Still has obviously a big gap. If you take a look at the daily chart on it, this is when it had, the big down day was on Friday. Had a bit of a recovery on Thursday, and then of course this morning, these candles are green only because they're closing over the open. But I mean, they've been severe. This has been severely hit. I mean, anybody who was holding around the $20 level, is down to 797 today. So anyway, that's one I would definitely watch. I will also watch TCS going forward to see if they can have some resumption here, because especially if it keeps above $7, and it got this massive void right here, and that's what we love to trade. Okay, that is it for today. Again, an exciting day in the room. A lot of just want to say. Trying to see one more of the racks. I just want to show you racks also. This was traded. Now it hasn't. It has come back down, but this came on an RBI, a 5-minute RBI. People ask me, what is the RBI? Red bar ignored. And this is probably as good an example as you're going to see. The way we've got it structured is that we have to have 4 consecutive green candles in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we get this pattern. We get the green candle, red, green. And as long as that red candle is totally engulfed by the previous green candle, then we get the alert if this green candle moves above the top of that red candle there. So what I was saying in the room, let me expand this just a little bit. What I was saying in the room, you probably see this a lot more clearly. What we really like to see, though, also is this bottoming tail. So again, think what was happening here. The sellers did try to knock this down. The buyers took over. Sellers tried again. The buyers took over, and then as this green candle moves above, we get an alert at 24.15. And I know some took it, and I mean, it didn't run extraordinarily, but it's still 24.34 in 10-15 minute time. So on a percentage basis, that was a nice play, and it has come back, and it's still not this is maybe just a pullback, and it's still resumed. But we have this part of the premium service. We've got the Holly alerts, AI Holly alerts. We've got the RBIs. And of course, we have our price alerts. And just so you know, I'm doing pretty well. Obviously, I'm up $17 on the alerts that I have set right on the charts. Obviously, I'm doing something right. I'm setting these alerts, and I'm either saying go long or go short at the alert price, and they're triggering, and then they're obviously moving. Most of them are moving in the direction in which I was hoping they would move in. I mean, all we're doing is planning for the event. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to work, but certainly I must be doing something right on these price alerts. All right, that's it for today. A little long-winded video today, but definitely want you to concentrate. If you have the price, if you have Holly, definitely have to concentrate on this non-exit profit column. If you don't have Holly, again, what I was saying here is that you can subscribe, Trade Ideas. You use this link, and you just type in the code. The promo code is Holly, HOLLY, all caps, Holly 27. That'll give you a great discount off Holly, an annual or a monthly, and the full meal deal, as I call it, which is the annual plus the Holly and every other, every other promotion, not promotional, but all the other, I'm sorry, just one second. Sorry about that, just one interruption, and all the other premium features. All right, that's it. I hope to see you in our trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.